Are you struggling with humidity in your home? Are you struggling with the moisture level and condensation and perhaps mold? Maybe the humidity in your home is up at 85%. Or maybe your humidity level is 60%, but you still want to reduce it and bring it down further. In this video, I'm going to show you how we brought our moisture level down from the 60s most of the time, occasionally up into the 70%. Down now constantly in the 40s and occasionally dipping into the 30s. And yes, we are in January still in this crazy rainy and humid portion of the year. Now, this area, as you can imagine, has always been a bit of a nightmare for us, especially through the winter season, drying clothes and bedding inside the house. And it's also the kitchen area where we cook. And so moisture and humidity is inevitable. And unless we stop living, we're always going to generate this moisture within the home. So how do we get rid of it? Well, I bought myself this dehumidifier, and this is not a sponsored video. I did a bit of research and this was the one I landed on, and it is the best £100 I have ever spent on Amazon. If you find content like this helpful, make sure you subscribe. I've got new videos coming to the channel all the time. Thank you very much. Well, let me tell you a little bit about this dehumidifier, and then let me tell you the key things that I was looking for that influenced my choice, why I went for it, and I'll tell you the results and why I'm really happy with my purchase. So this is the Inventor Eva Ion Pro Wi-Fi. It's the 20-litre model, and don't be fooled when you're looking at dehumidifiers. When it talks about 20 litres, it's talking about the maximum amount of moisture that it can remove from the air per day. So this could remove 20 litres of moisture, condense that and collect that as water for us to go and then remove. And for the first couple of days, I was a little bit worried that we might be ending up with extracting 20 litres per day. The first time I turned it on, it was pretty insane how much moisture it was producing. Now, yes, on the top, it's got loads of buttons and different modes, and I never really intended to use any of those functions at all. I bought this because this is a Wi-Fi version. It has its own app. If you're one of those people with Home Assistant, this also integrates with it. And importantly, you can see this is not one of the smaller dehumidifiers, but it's also not massive. It's a good size to tuck in the corner of a room. And perhaps interesting for you, we have found that just leaving it in this room and extracting the moisture from this room has the complete knock-on effect to the whole rest of the house. It has lowered the humidity in every room of our house just by leaving the dehumidifier in here. So this is clearly the main origin, the main source of it. Now, what do? I run this on the turbo mode, running the fan flat out, and I run it from midnight to 5 AM on the cheap overnight tariff. So that it's very cheap to run on electricity. Besides the app and the Wi-Fi and the timer being big selling points for me, having a big collector at the front that is transparent, that you can instantly see the water level on, you might see it better on camera if that just makes it so easy. And that there is now, that amount is how much we are collecting. So this bucket can, up to full, is about 3 litres, and now we are extracting roughly about 1 litre per day. So that is 2 days worth, and I've typically been emptying it after every second day. Now, of course, this water that you're extracting, you could use it for a variety of purposes. I just pour it into the toilet cisterns and flush the toilets with it, a little bit of recycling. If you've been around the channel before, you might have seen that our water bills have doubled, not through our consumption, but just the rates that we're being charged for water is just going through the roof. So a little bit of recycling there to help us flush our toilets might save us a few pennies in the long run. Now let me show you this out. See, it slides out nice and easy. It's now beeping at me, telling me that the tray's gone, and the app has just notified me. And it has a nice little carry handle, nice little hole to pour it out. This is a level sensor. If the water comes up to that level, that float will lift up, hits a little micro switch. It tells the machine that it's full and it turns off. Now, a dehumidifier works in a very similar way to air conditioning or a heat pump. And this one has the R290 refrigerant in, exactly the same as my Valent heat pump that heats my home. It uses a condenser and then it uses a fan to circulate air. If we look on the back here, you can just about see it has some air filters here as well that are quick and easy to change. In the packet it comes with some spares. If you have a place where you can continuously drain, then you can fit, oh, I should not have pulled that off while it's been in recent operation. You can connect a hose on there, it can go to a drain and it can constantly run. Now, why do I run it on turbo mode? Okay, I've got my portable power station set up, and on here it's going to show us how much power this dehumidifier is drawing, okay? So currently it's turned off. If I just tap the power button, okay, so it's starting up. At the moment, it's just the fan that is running. So it's running at 30 watts. That's how much it takes to circulate the air, and I can feel a breeze. It sucks the air in through the back, and then it is blowing the dry air out of the top, which helps it circulate around the room. Now, in a second, we're going to get the compressor that is going to kick in, and that is the main consumer of the power. Here we go. Just heard that. So for a second, it spiked up at 3.5 kilowatts or 3,500 watts. So you need quite a beefy portable power station. But once the compressor has kicked in and it's gone through that initial surge, that current inrush, it settles down to 200 watts. Now, it sits at about 200 watts with the compressor and the fan running all the time. And if I have a little look on here, you can see, you might not be able to see it on camera, that LED is illuminated there, which says silent. So if I go up to medium mode, we'll now see that the output has gone from 207 watts and it's basically remaining the same, okay? It's not using much more power. Let's go back down to silent. It might be the compressor settling down a little bit. Okay, so on silent mode, 205, 206. I go to medium, 207. There's virtually no power difference. And then if I go to turbo mode, once again, we use 1 or 2 watts more. I hope that comes through on the camera. So what am I trying to show you by this? Most of the power consumption is used by the compressor, and to make the process of dehumidification as efficient as possible, you want to run that fan as fast as you possibly can. It's all about airflow. Get all the airflow moving over that condenser on the back, and that will capture a lot more moisture for the amount of power that you're consuming. So I appreciate if you're using this in a bedroom or you're using it in an office or something, you might want it on silent mode. I don't know. Hopefully my microphone is picking that up. I've turned the noise cancellation off on the microphone so that it should pick up ambient noise. You can't really hear the compressor in this unit. It's very, very quiet, but of course, all of that rushing wind sound, you can hear it. If we pop that down onto silent mode, then you may just be able to hear the compressor. It sounds very, very similar to a fridge. It's the same technology, it's the same engineering behind that, so you shouldn't be surprised that it sounds similar to a fridge. And on silent mode, it ramps that fan right down. Now, with the knowledge that this is consuming 200 watts, that means it's 200 watt hours. So I told you at the beginning that I was running this for 5 hours per night, which means overnight, this is using 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, and my off-peak rate is 7 pence per kilowatt hour. So every day it's costing me 7p to run this dehumidifier. And what are the results? Well, prior to installing our heat pump and our new heating system through the house, our home was constantly above 65% humidity and quite often into the 70s. Clearly we were not sufficiently heating the property, and all of the upgraded radiators and the constant heating, we now heat the home 24/7 with a heat pump because it's so cost effective. We've brought the humidity down. For most of the time it's in the 50s, and now with the help of this dehumidifier we're in the 40s pretty much all the time. And of course, we've just put out some laundry in here, so the humidity in this room, it spiked back up to 60%, and then the dehumidifier runs overnight and it lowers that right down. We have come down sometimes in the morning and we've seen the humidity at 31, 32%. And on the hydrometers. Why does that sound wrong? Something wrong in my head. It tells us that that's too dry to be a comfortable living environment. So anyway, this is not a sponsored video, but I will leave an affiliate link in the description. It won't cost you any more money, but it will give some pennies to the channel. I bought this on Amazon. It came a couple of days later, and it's been running really well for many weeks now. And yes, I've been recommending them to friends and family as well. So I'll let you know how this gets on over the long term. If you find content like this helpful, make sure you subscribe. I've got new videos coming to the channel all the time. Thank you very much. Okay, this is the Inventor Control app, and as you can see, it's got listed on there my Eva Ion Pro Wi-Fi dehumidifier. And there's lots of other things that you can do here. I can tap on the bottom on the cog there, smart scenario. You can hit up automations, and then you can create different things. There's lots of different triggers and different ways you can do it. If I tap into the dehumidifier, it tells me that the room humidity is currently 64% because we've got sheets and laundry and stuff hanging right next to it, and that the fan speed is currently on low. If I tap that, it goes to medium, and so you can see and then it's gone up to high in the app. So it's reflecting the updates in real time. Tells me my room temperature is 19. There we go, I want it to go down. And you can set a target room humidity as well by going up and down. And then of course we have other settings for smart dehumidification, clothes dry. And for me, the most important thing was the timer. So there you can see I have it set for running for those 5 hours every day, and it has been reliable at doing so. Not only can you set the timer, but you can set the mode, so you can see that I've got it on the highest fan setting, and I've got it on continuous mode, so that it just keeps aiming to get it down to 35%. If you did want it to cut off once the room humidity gets to 45%, of course, you could change that in the settings. That's a brief overview of the app. It's a basic app, but it works really well and it's really quick and responsive. So I rate it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content like this. Thank you very much. See you again.